Hi, Taryn, it's Mom. Wanted to call you back and see how you're doing. Give me a call back. I love you very much. Bye-bye.
It's been 1 year since I lost my mom, and lately I've been thinking about her a lot. I think it's pretty natural to reflect on the first year without someone and how levels of grief aren't linear, and sometimes things just hit you out of the blue. Maybe it's a song, a movie, or a photo memory that pops up in your Facebook feed or phone, and sometimes that memory makes you laugh, but other times makes you cry. I can only assume that all of this is pretty normal when you lose someone you love, and that feelings are often complex depending on the relationship you have with that person. Perhaps you even have some unanswered questions.
I am taping it.
Oh, geez, no.
I wasn't there when she passed away, and it's hard to come to terms with decisions that were made that never allowed me to hold her hand in her last moments. It's part of an ever-complex narrative surrounding her life that one day I may feel more comfortable talking about, but for now it has to remain a conversation for a select few trusted people in my life. But if you've lost someone and have those unanswered questions, I hope I can give you comfort in saying you're not alone. And you're not alone if you have challenging relationships with other people or family members after you lose someone. Family dynamics can vary, and as an estate lawyer once told me, death can bring out the best in families or the worst. In my case, unfortunately, it was the latter, and as an adult, you have to decide if you want those relationships anymore or if you need to put guardrails in place. I think as an adult, family dynamics can sometimes be a bumpy road to navigate. If you are an adult who doesn't know what I'm talking about, then consider yourself very fortunate. But for many, it's not as rosy. My relationship with my mom was just as complicated. Growing up, I idolized her, as many daughters do. I wanted to be around her all the time and be just like her. I would often go into her closet and try on her clothes and put on her jewelry. I'd spray her favorite perfume on, and in the worst form of emulation, I would sit with friends in her parked car in the garage and light up crushed out cigarettes and pretend I was her and driving somewhere. I am very relieved I never grew up to be a smoker. My mom loved us, of course. But if she ever had a third child, it would definitely be the University of Michigan football team. Never having even attended any college, she became a U of M season ticket holder around 1975 and attended her last game in September of last year. You would be hard-pressed to find a bigger fan, and her moods were in direct proportion to how well the team did each Saturday.
Tell everyone what you're getting.
A block M and a football.
Because why?
Because it's Michigan football.
And who's their biggest fan?
I am.
I found it poetic that Michigan won the national championship last year, and imagine hearing her voice somewhere from the great beyond yelling, "Go Blue." She would have loved to have seen that, but somehow I think she knew.
All right, Mom, what do you think?
Love it.
In my formative years, I think one of the things that made her so mythical to me was that she just wasn't around very much. She didn't work outside of the home, or at least in the early years, so I was never quite sure where she was or why. I would often sit on the edge of a table that faced our front window and patiently wait to see her car round the corner of the cul-de-sac where I lived and feel the excitement when she finally came home. When she wasn't home, I was sad, but when she was, it was magical. Even simple things like playing a board game or decorating the Christmas tree while she made us listen to Glenn Miller is a treasured memory. I think that's the first lesson of reconciling the relationship you have with a parent or parents. It's this idea of who you think they should be. I think as kids we sometimes forget they are human and are navigating the murky waters of life the same way as you are now, and that they are prone to mistakes and have flaws just like everyone else. As I got older, my relationship with her became even more complex, and I struggled with some of the choices she made in life. The mythical veil had dropped, and I found myself wanting to move away from wanting to be anything like her, and wanting to save her from herself, and who she chose to love and trust in her life. She also had demons that plagued her most of her adult life. Demons I struggled to understand, which often made conversations I had with her challenging and frustrating. And that's the second lesson you have to reconcile. You can't actually help someone that doesn't want help or want to change. It's hard to sit back and watch, and you can certainly try different methods to intervene, and I did as well, but there may be a time where you have to practice an uneasy acceptance and learn to let go. It then becomes a choice to love them as they are or create boundaries so you can carry on with living your life. I think part of me mourned my mom passing long before she actually did, because it was mourning this idea of how I wanted her to live her best life, not how she actually wanted to live it. It does give me some peace to know that I decided a long time ago to stop wishing things were different and find a way to fully accept things as they are. My mom was a funny character. She swore like a sailor and had a dirty mind.
All right, we're at the Bogus Basin Ski Resort. We're about to go on the roller coaster. We're gonna rip this motherfucker up.
No, we're gonna tear this motherfucker down.
So we went to Teton Village and had the cutest little server, huh?
Yeah.
I don't have footage of him though. Unfortunately, that would be a little awkward if we, actually videotaped him.
Well, I wouldn't have known what to do, either say hello or pick him up and burp him. Anyway, he was.
She tried. She tried to burp him. She tried to pick him up, and then he called the police.
She loved movies and musicals, was a great singer, and was extremely creative. Although she said she loved being a mom, I really think she was a free spirit who perhaps didn't give herself the chance to break free of societal norms, especially as someone from the baby boom era, and choose a different path.
Oh, I'm here with my daughter, Tanya, and I can't believe she brought me out to this ugly place, this horrible place. No, actually, it is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Regardless, I know she loved me deeply and wouldn't want me to be sad. And I think that leads me to the third lesson in losing my mom. She gave me amazing gifts. One of the biggest was always being my biggest cheerleader and giving me full support to be the independent person I am today. When I moved to Seattle when I was 25, she encouraged me, and there have been a million other ways she has championed me my entire life, never once judging the missteps I've had. I think the last lesson is the one that is most important for me going forward. The past is unchangeable, but how you look at it and how I remember her is. If you have a complex relationship with a parent or parents, I hope this provides some comfort. And wherever you are, Mom, I hope you know how much I love you and how much other people did too. I'll always be thankful for the gifts you gave me, and you will never, ever be forgotten.
Cheers!
Cheers. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.